All right, so we got the cylinder right there. Don't pay attention to any of my good stuff behind it, okay? Don't be looking at any of that stuff. All right. And we got the unit over here. Now, there's a lot of people say that you got to have this cylinder whoop, here, down below. So I got it tired of it falling over, getting all dirty. I can't have my stuff dirty, right? So I kept playing back and forth and back and forth. It's just to have that above this and that above that, and anyways, so I couldn't get this guy to drop when I released the valve, and so now it's starting to drop. I couldn't get it to go all the way down. That was the issue I'm having so far. And right there, she's going to stop. But again, with the valve open, I could only get it like that right there. And she wouldn't drop any farther at all, no matter what I do. You know what I'm saying? So that's still the issue we got. All right, so I pumped, filled it up, pumped, filled it up, pumped, filled it up. Did all the things that you see you're supposed to do to it. I mean, they as in, the YouTube people, they have those quick minute and a half videos. Anyways, enough of that. And so I took it apart, lifted it up like this. That air comes out of it right there. Now that needs to be tightened up. Okay. And I don't have an O-ring for that yet because I was going to go to Harbor Freight. The hydraulic place said that just a regular O-ring will work for that. So now I close this, I'll leave this open. Let's see. So my valve's still open. That's the release valve. And push down on this, and I can get it closer to the drop. All the way down. The purpose behind that is, if you got it stuck in something and you got the marginal amount of error, you're going to have to pry that out of there. So anyways, that's as far as I can get it down. So I ended up taking this whole assembly out and letting some milky fluid out of there. Look, it didn't look like totally power steering fluid, but it could be foaming of the fluid. You know what I'm saying? Milky kind of fluid. So we might still have some moisture in this unit. I know we don't have it in the cylinder, but we could still have some moisture in here that we got to work out. Again, I don't know the history of this, but when I picked it up at the location in the box, now I'm not sure if I showed you the box, the rest of the stuff, it was sitting around the back of the building underneath the eave. So they have already wrote it off as scrap. It was in the scrap bin. So did I pay a little too much for it? I don't know. I'm getting it to go down a little bit more if I keep pushing on the cylinder. So I think I'm working with, not really. So there's like something black. Like I said, I brought this all the way up. There's a ball bearing on the end. Maybe the ball bearing's getting stuck in there. It shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? The next thing would be probably taking this apart, but as long as it works, you know what I'm saying? So I closed this after I took it apart, and then I pumped it, and got it to go up a long ways. but but there must be some air in this still, because when I lifted it up here like this to show you guys, a bunch of air come out of it. So let's see if we get more air out. I think some more air come out, but I know I was having a problem with a lot of fluid in here. So anyways, it's tight. Let's turn it around to the other side. I keep shutting the camera off because see that we don't have to see the background stuff. There we go. All right, so now I'm pumping. And you can feel a little resistance in the jack. If you ever used a jack before, you can feel a little resistance like you're pushing something. I can feel that. And you can see it going up. It's not going up leaps and bounds. It's going up, I don't know, some. I may still have a leak because I know that right around here, if I spray some fluid in there, some fluid on there, you can hear some bubbles come up. But you're like, hey, well, it's no good. Well, it's not dropping. I mean, it's usable right now. It wasn't usable before. So if I had a small project I had to do, pushing something out, I could use it. Before it wasn't, I couldn't get it. See, right now it's starting to get where I'm not really pushing anything. But if I go like that, wait for the fluid to get in, it may move, but it really, right now, I'm not moving nothing. Right there, it stopped. All right. So like you're out of fluid, dude. You're out of fluid if you got no resistance. So let me open this up. I don't hear any air. No fluid's coming out. Do I put fluid in? Or what? Let me put a little bit of fluid in there. All right, a little bit of fluid. See, this has got a hole in the center of it, and I thought it had a hole in the side of it. So when you tighten that, loosen that up, it would bleed off the air. So this is one from the. This one's the one from the other jack, the one that I got for $60. All right. The worst thing about it is if you don't have plastic gloves on, like I don't like plastic gloves. Go get him, boy, get him. All right, let me bring you around. So I put a little bit of oil in it, and it wants to push, but it doesn't push. It's like the pressure relief is the pressure relief is pressured on. You know what I'm saying? Like it has a pressure relief. There's too much pressure, and it goes off. All right. So and this is why the boys gave up on it, because it was too much work for them. There is air bubbles coming up beside this cylinder. So could be blowing off pressure and not building up pressure on this end. It's a possibility. But if it's bleeding off pressure, why can't I push it down? You know what I'm saying? That's the cylinder we're talking about, in case you're not getting. I got this screw out here because I thought maybe that needs to be adjusted. But it's tight in there. And the question being is, I don't know if them guys got in there and monkeyed around with it too. All right, let's put a little bit more in. I tried doing this with a jack for lifting up a crane for lifting up engines, and I never had very good luck with it. Of course, I couldn't figure out where I could get the seals from, and the guys that do the videos from the past, they just randomly say, "Oh, just go to this thing here." Again, one of my things I say is, you won't see any ads on my videos because YouTube's not paying me. So right now, when I'm doing this stuff, I'm not making any revenue. So looks like to me that, there we go. It's starting to lift again. So I don't know if I got some sort of, I know I have a leak on this, but if I push on that, down on that thing, again, that's not like if you got it in the car and you're pushing on it. Everybody knows what a jack feels like. And I don't see any leakage at the bottom, because when I got it, it was kind of leaking at the very bottom down in here, just like somebody already had this apart. So I know that the guys I got it from had it all apart. I can tell you that for a fact. They had it all apart. There's some young guys, and with, well, I don't know. I'm not saying I have a lot of patience. You gotta have a lot of patience when you do this stuff, because instant gratification, I guess the word is not always the case. Sometimes you gotta do it a few times. All right, so let me open this up. Now the cylinder's not going down. This is the first time it's done that. Yep. See, now the first time that did that is because I put too much oil in it and it wouldn't release. See? I put some more oil in there and now it won't release it. Let me put the handle up. Yeah, it's going a little bit, but not should, it should be just releasing right away. Yeah. Yep, so I got, like I said, I got that all the way open. Now if I take and lift this guy up and open that valve up, you got some oil down here. I don't know if that's old oil or new oil. One time I thought that plunger was leaking. Now if I open this up, I should get lots of oil out of it. No, I'm getting air. There we go. Interesting. Air. And I'm sure that if I try to take this all the way out, I'll get fluid. So Yep. Skis are out here eating me alive, so I have to whack them constantly. All right, no release on the valve yet. No release. Nope. None. Now I can try my little spreader thing that goes. I can try that and see if that works. Oh, it can't work. It's got the wrong connector, and I have to get the right connector. I can switch the connectors, but I don't want to do that. Yep. So we got right now. What do I got now? What do I got that I haven't did? I took this guy out, which is right here, and I was going to take and see if I could get that plug out of there. But unfortunately, it's kind of a bizarre plug, and right now it's got fluid in it. I think it's like the pressure relief. The pressure relief. Now I don't have a smaller screwdriver. Yeah, I do. The problem with it, I was saying, is I couldn't get it out. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can make that. It's adjustable. So let's go all the way in. All right, so right now we're at 1 o'clock. Let's back it off to 12:30. 12:30. You say 12:30. It does not relieve any pressure from the cylinder. And I have that released. So there's some oil leaking around it. 12:30. Let's go to 12. All right, there's oil leaking out of it. There's oil leaking out, and it's still not coming down. Yeah. I think that's a pressure relief valve. So you can see it leaking out of there now. So let's put that back in there. Put that on here. Tighten this guy up. Let's see if we can get any more travel out of the unit. Yeah, it's moving very slowly over here. See, there's oil all around there, and I know there's oil coming from there. So this guy here could be totally leaking and causing air. Could be leaking and causing my, the air pocket. Right now, absolutely nothing out of that cylinder. Of course, that's tight. Now it's going down a little bit. You guys didn't see it, but yep, she won't go down any more than that. If I open that up, nope. So I'm saying that our cylinder reservoir is too full, and that's why there's some air, and that's why she's not letting her come down. That's what I think. Now if I open this guy up over here that you guys can't see, it's leaking out. It's leaking out. Yep, little bit of drippies. Now, hey, what if you're taking, push that cylinder down now. Let me get a container for this stuff because it is money. You know, money's money, especially when, you know, you're not making no money. All right, so let's take that open. It's open. You go push that cylinder down. All right, it's not going down. It's not going down, but it's dripping. Ooh, whatever that is. All right, my cylinders, that's going down. This is going down. Everything's going down. Cylinder's going down all the way down. And she's coming out. See, I can put that back in my bottle for, you know, to use again if it doesn't rain on me. And this start getting misty again, like it's gonna run, get me wet. Okay, there we go. See, if you wipe off your stuff. All right, so there it is. Let me show you the cylinder. It's down again. I don't have anything to wash this stuff off with because I ran out of the wash. Cylinder's down all the way. Okay, it's all back together. So valve's closed. I'm gonna bring it back around. Hey, why don't you move that jack right beside this handle so we ain't got to keep swinging. Well, you don't know if I'm swinging. You just see it now finally that I finally decided to pause the camera when I'm doing it right. All right, so nothing's happening yet. A little restriction over here on the handle side. Valve's closed. Nothing happening. Nothing. Absolutely nothing when I let that fluid out. How you like that, huh? Isn't that bizarre? Let me open this guy up, see if there's any air in here. Should be something. No, I don't hear any air. Shh, no. I want to say that it's low, but something's making it kind of not want to work right. Valve's closed. Valve's closed. Let's try again. Uh-oh, I broke it. I took out that much fluid that, if you can see it, it's kind of rusty color, ain't it? Rusty color out of that cylinder. Took that much fluid out of there, and all of a sudden now it doesn't want to work again. Isn't that weird, huh? The only thing I changed was that I screwed this one pressure relief over here. So let me turn that pressure relief back a full turn. 1, half 1. All right. That's the only thing that I done other than drain that small amount of oil out of there. All right. Let's try it now. I can be pushing a little bit of oil. I can feel that I'm pushing a little bit of oil, but she does not want to do nothing now. Isn't that a bizarre thing? Bizarre? Isn't that bizarre, guys? Bizarre. Huh? You can take this guy out. Take that out. Let some air out, maybe, huh? Some fluids. Maybe there's an air pocket in there again. All right. All right, you see me what I just did? Like air pocket behind that little valve. It started to come up a little bit when I did that. That little bit, it came up. See, now it's all of a sudden, now she's going to start working again. There's got to be some air getting trapped in somewhere. Something's not releasing. Something's bizarre. Maybe there's moisture in there that it can't be compressed. That it didn't get out? Is that possible? See? I can't get it to go up at all. If there's moisture in there, I don't think you can compress. Water's not pressurable. You can't pressurize water, as far as I know. All right, now she's going to work again. A little bit. I don't know. Could have air in it. I think the next thing I got to do is take this cylinder apart and clean it out. We got a little air. That's the only other thing I can come up with next is that I cleaned this guy out. And it had muck in it. Should work better than that. It should be every hit you hit, it should make it move. Feels like there's something there, but there ain't nothing there. I think the next thing I want to do is remove this, clean this cylinder out here. This jack pump. I have that other jack pump too, but it's for the smaller unit. Let's take it all the way up and let's see if we get any air out of it. See, it's all of a sudden starting to work now. But if I take it all the way up, she's not going to drop all the way down, though. Let's see if we can get her to drop. She's dropped that far by herself. She's dropping that far by herself. Is she gonna drop all the way? Nope. Almost. Look at that. She went all the way down by herself this time. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You think you got it fixed. All right, more air. More air from the end, and then she goes out. I guess you can overfill the reservoir, I guess. I don't know. I guess you don't, maybe you just don't use it like I'm doing it. Maybe when you're using it as a jack, you're not, well, see, right now it's nothing. It's not doing nothing unless I really pump it. If I hit it like every time, nothing. But if I go really fast, then she works. I say I'm going to do this. The next thing I'm going to do is pull this cylinder apart and drain the oil from her right now. She's all mucky, watery. I'll show it to you when I get done. There's yellow tint to it. As you can see, it's going down. It's because I'm bleeding all the oil out of it. But I guess the best way to find out if there's water in there is let it sit overnight and let it settle. But she's rusty, milky looking. Now it's not going to be all the hose from the other way down, but I do tell you that this is heavy to hold up here in the air by itself, just in case you didn't think so. Still coming out. I was hoping it'd stop pretty soon, but maybe not. Maybe next week. I think I have to get it up way in the air, but getting close. Put that plug in there for now. And yeah, let's get this hose loose. That hose loose. Get that hose loose, right? Let's see. They've had this hose off before. Nope. They have not had the hose loose. Goodness gracious. This is a cranker. It's a cranker. This is when you can tell you can get the boys from the men. Well, oh, yeah, the wimps. I'm the wimp. Not really, but I don't have a smacker. Oh, I got a smacker. Ready? Nope. Nope. No smacking. All right, so maybe I just leave the hose on there, right? Does that matter? If I take the hose off or not? I was just trying to make it look good for you guys when I'm cleaning up, you know. All right. This is what we got so far. Let me show you the inside of that cylinder when I get it apart. All right. That'll be part, maybe another part, huh? Yeah. Oh, I was going to show you that oil. I was going to show you what the oil looks like. See? It's a rusty colored, foamy goodness. You can stir it around in there, see it? We're going to let that settle, and then the water should settle, what, to the bottom? Top? Can't remember. Yeah. Have to bring that inside. All right, so we're going to put this clip with the rest of the clip, and hopefully get this up sometime soon, huh?